Konnichiwa minasan, it's Sensei and we're here for another Sensei review. And Violet's here and she's very talkative, so she may talk to me. Alright, anyway, today I'm doing another happy review. Because I'm happy. And anyway, definitely a game that I love, 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 and replayed a lot, going to continue to replay a lot. Until there is no longer life left in me. um, but it's a bit of an old game, and it's a game that not a lot of people know about. And I actually am doing something a little different today where I haven't, like, pre-decided, like, how I'm going to rate things. So I'm just going to go completely off the cuff today. And we're going to talk about Ecco the Dolphin #2, which is, the full title is The Tides of Time. And anyway, it's an American game, which is weird for me. Usually I'm just like Japanese stuff only, but man, by the way, yeah, I'm wearing my old school shirt today because I'm an old person. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do things a little bit differently and talk about a game that not a lot of people probably have heard about, but it's an excellent game, and I'm pretty sure you can get them on emulators or whatever. It's just a Sega Genesis game. Yeah, so let's get started. So as usual, I'm going to use a regular grading scale because I'm a teacher. I'm going to use story, characters, art, music, and gameplay, as well as an overall score. And wow, I do love me this game. I'm going to move my keyboard out of the way so we don't have any technical difficulties today. All right, so story. Where do I start? Okay, this is the second game for Ecco. Ecco is a dolphin, if you didn't figure that out by the title. And gosh, let's see. So the first game was kind of bonkers, and the second game is also bonkers, but it's bonkers in a good way. It's kind of like sci-fi. I guess it's sci-fi. Okay, so I'm gonna catch you up on the craziness that is the first story, so we know where we're picking up with the sequel. So I can review the first game if people really want me to, but in very short summation, you're hanging out with your pod of dolphins and your family, and you are Ecco, and Ecco has, like, stars on his forehead. I'm pretty sure Ecco's a boy. I don't know. Anyway, it's just genderless. I don't know. Dolphins can be fluid. Whatever, it's fine. Anyway, and you are Ecco, and you're hanging out, and one of your pod mates, hi Violet, decides to dare you to jump as high as you can. And so you have to, like, build up momentum and swim really fast and jump as high as you can. When you do, there's this, like, weird tornado from the sky, and it sucks up all of the life around you and drops you, and you're just, like, alone. And it's very sad. Like, the music is very sad. And more or less, your job for the game is to find what happened to your family. And you get caught up in this weird story. There's basically this, like, giant DNA thing that's, like, I don't even remember, but it's like the soul of the ocean or something. It's weird. What is it called? The asteroid? The asteroid? And anyway, it's like, Ecco, you have to defeat the aliens. And there's aliens, and they're the ones that took your family, and they're called the Vortex. And I feel like a crazy person actually saying these things out loud, but it makes sense in the game. I don't know. And anyway, you have to, like, save a bunch of things, and eventually you go into outer space as a dolphin, and you fight the aliens and the Vortex Queen, and you get your family back. Okay, so Ecco 2. It's really kind of silly, but I love how silly it is. Okay, so the first game wasn't crazy enough. So we pick up at the second game, and the Vortex have been eliminated, I guess. And you have these cool powers that the asteroid gave you. So you basically, I'll get into this with gameplay, but as Ecco, you have a health bar and you have an air bar, because you are in fact a dolphin, which is a mammal, and you do need to resurface for air. You can explore, but you have to find air. So you can get air bubbles, or you have to return up to the surface. Either way, you will suffocate if you, you'll drown, basically. So yeah, anyway, the asteroid apparently gave you infinite air So you don't have to worry about that at the first couple of levels. And then they introduce these like 3D levels. So usually it's just like, you know, you're looking at a screen kind of thing and moving from side to side and around. And that's you know, the basic gameplay. But they had you kind of going forward. And they're these sort of ring hoppy levels. Again, none of this has any context. I just played the game, okay? And it's like warp rings and there's crystals and Echo's weird. Okay, anyway, so more or less, people are whispering. And by people, I mean all of the ocean animals that you can talk to. Are whispering about the vortex are back, and you're like, oh no! So we have to go exploring, and so you get to this weird level, and it's still weird to me today. So the Echo levels, they'll have a title, right, and then they have a code. So as you're going through the game, you can write down the code and basically put it in at the very beginning and just pick up where you left off. It's sort of like an old save point feature. Anyway, so this particular level is called the Fault Zone. You go through the fault zone and something happens and you lose the power that the asteroid gave you, and you have to surface for air now. Then you go to a level called Two Tides, and the level, it's like you basically have to figure out how to get to the second area. And anyway, I don't remember what exactly it is. There's like something weird on your map because you can use echolocation because you're a dolphin, and you touch it and time travel, because Echo wasn't weird enough. Now we have time travel. So this gets to one of my favorite levels. It's called Trellia's Bay, and Trelia is a dolphin from the future, and hi, come here, come sit, sweetheart. Okay, so Trelia looks like a regular dolphin, except her fins, like all of her fins, are longer and bigger, and she can fly. And in the future, there's like these tubes of water that are in the sky, and you can swim in the sky. It's a very creative game, okay? I can feel you judging me out there, but as a kid, I thought this was the coolest thing ever. Okay, so you're in the future, and things are weird here. There's floating islands. Anyway, there's this like whole part. There's like these levels that are interlinked where you have to like go to the sky, and again, there's these like, you know, tubes of water that are in the sky everywhere. And everyone's like, be careful about the medusa. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's a jellyfish. But it's like an armored, angry jellyfish that has like the most metal music ever. And it's great. So anyway, please look it up. I'll get to the music in a bit. It's amazing. So anyway, you're playing around in the future, and if you fall, if the angry medusa gets you, then you have to go like 2 levels back, and it's fun. It's fun. It's like, what are those, like the side scrolly you know, type of levels. Anyway, it's hard. That's another thing about this game. It's difficult. All right, so we're playing around in the future, and I don't remember, some stuff happens. You just sort of keep exploring, and you have to like go to the dark future to like beat up some of the vortex alien people, and then you have to go to the past. You technically went to the past in the first game, so I do think that the first game you had to go to the prehistoric era, and there's like, those levels are hard. There's these evil little trilobites, and they suck. They're terrible. Anyway, so Echo, it's a lot of weird, and then somewhere at the end, you have to fight the, you know, the Vortex Queen again, and it's like, really? Maybe, probably, we're done this time. The coolest thing about really the first and the second game is that you have, there's this level called the Machine, that's basically the precursor to the boss, and it's this huge sort of auto scroll. That's what I wanted. It's a huge like auto scroll level with all these aliens attacking you, and if you die, you have to start all the way back to the beginning. And so you have to kind of memorize it to get through it, and it's hard, you know, to not get crushed or attacked by aliens, and then you have to fight the final boss. And so, if you die at the final boss, you have to go all the way back to the beginning of the machine, and that sucks. Echo's a hard game. But that's the story. You're a dolphin who's really smart and can time travel because you know this sentient DNA thing called the asteroid, and you have to save Earth from some aliens called the Vortex, and they don't like you, and you're Earth's defender. A dolphin with stars on your head. Everything makes sense, okay? Everything makes sense. Just keep playing the game. The game's fun. Okay, all right. So, and there's crystals, and you can talk to them. And when you talk to the crystals, you can get a code, and you use your echolocation with the code to like move the crystal. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's a great game. It's a great game. It's actually a game I really like. Okay. So the story is bonkers, as I've told you before, and it's ridiculous. Like, it's actually really silly. What's silly, I guess, is their willingness to, like, just give this to gamers and be like, it's cool. Everything's cool. It's really funny. It's really funny. I don't know. I'm gonna go a B plus. I'm gonna go a B plus for the story just because it's crazy. It's crazy weird. It's crazy weird. But it's fun and it's decent, and I feel like when you're playing the game, you're just like, yeah, okay. All right, this is fine. This is fine. This makes sense. This makes total sense. It makes total sense. Okay, all right. Anyway, I feel like the first game was a little more grounded, like for an Ecco title. But the second game, they just went for it. They're like, nah. Time travel, aliens, weird DNA thing, let's go. Okay, characters. We don't get a lot of characters in the Ecco games. It's basically Ecco. You do meet other sea creatures. So especially I remember in the first game, you met a lot more ocean creatures. But in the second game, you did have to save some dolphins. You had to save some whales, and they're babies, and they follow you, and it's precious, and you have to get them back to their mommy. But there's really Trelia was a character that we were hanging around with, and it's like Trelia's our we're her descendant, right? No, I don't know, I'm getting that backwards. Anyway, she's related to us. She's related to Ecco from the future. Anyway, but yeah, I think characters is probably the weakest point for Ecco the Dolphin, just because there's not a lot of character there. There's not a lot of characters, and they don't really get any development. So I'll probably give it the worst score I'm going to give today for characters. Yeah, I'm going to go a C. Because there's really just not a lot. There's not a lot of characters. There's really not. It's mostly the story that's propelling things and your exploration and stuff like that. It really doesn't have a lot to do with characters. Okay, so the art. This is an American-made game, as I said earlier, and the person who's behind it, I don't remember what his name is, please forgive me, but he very passionate about the ocean and sea life and everything else, and the Ecco games were kind of like an effort to get people excited about the ocean and ocean creatures and ocean exploration. And so I think that there was a lot of care that went into the art of the game. I think the dolphins, like the sprites, look very, very nice, especially for the time. Everything looks really fluid and pretty, and especially when you get out of like normal time, you get into like the future and the past and the dark future and the alien stuff. I think everything looks really cool. The colors are really nice, and this is what I loved about the Genesis growing up, is that the colors were just amazing compared to like the, you know, Nintendo Entertainment System and stuff like that. And I feel like Sega really made their colors pop. And so I really like the art. I really like the design of all of the areas they went to. And like I said, I feel like they really tried to illustrate a lot of ocean creatures, even from the past, you know, and stuff like that. And so I feel like the art was really, really good. I don't think it's like the best, but I think it's really, really solid. So I'm gonna go A+ for that one. I really like the art. And your echolocation gives you sort of a map of the area around you, so you can kind of see it. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot. You turn into a bird, right? You there's this like weird future sphere thing that's like a, oh, Cleo's sad. Cleo's not here, so Cleo's sad. But Violet's sitting right next to me because she's a sweetie. Okay. But yeah, you turn into like a bird for Echo's so weird. I love this game. It's so weird. Okay. All right. Music. I love the Ecco music. I really, 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 really legitimately love the Ecco music. I think that the music is probably the biggest draw for me for this game, because it sets the tone and it sets the atmosphere, which I think is really, really important to selling this very weird little story that I have told you about. And anyway, the music is really exciting at points, it's really somber at points. It can be sort of mysterious, and I think that that carried over from the first game, but I think they really kicked it up a notch with this sequel of Ecco 2, The Tides of Time. Even the opening theme is really beautiful. Please look up the music from Ecco the Dolphin. It's great. I can't think of any tracks that I don't like. That's how good it is. I think that pretty much every track does its job, does what it needs to do. And I mentioned the level, like the machine earlier, and the music for that's amazing. It's like, it's so uncomfortable, but it's like sad at the same time because you're lost and confused and you're dying all the time. And I think it's really like otherworldly, I guess, the music, and it really helps to fit this like very weird narrative that they're trying to do of like, now we're going to the future, and there's this like really that Trellia's Bay, where you first go into the future, like that track is just on fire. Like, I love that track. It's beautiful. It's what do I want to say? It's like, it's joyous, like part of what's fun, I think, about a lot of Sega games, I think Sonic is a classic example, is just how fast and fluid you can move. And like for Ecco, that's swimming, and stuff like that. And it's just fun. It's just fun. The music gets you excited, in that particular level, and you're just like, wow, this is the future, and look, there's flying dolphins, and this is so cool. So anyway, the music really helps, I think, sell this game, and I think that's what is the glue that keeps this weird little game together, is the brilliance that is the soundtrack. So I'm gonna go S. Music is an S for me. Absolutely. Okay, so I haven't talked about gameplay yet. There are people in my generation and that played Ecco the Dolphin, and I remember my friends, remember we didn't have any internet to tell us what to do. So if you got stuck in a game, like, you just stuck. Like, that's it. So Ecco was hard for people. And I remember, like, we would have video stores, we would go rent games, and that was where we could go sort of try them out. And then if you liked it, you could buy it. But, gosh, I remember renting Ecco. And the first game, like, I know the spots that I got stuck. And actually there was a spot in about, I'd say, the middle of this game, Ecco 2, that I got stuck. And I rescued the orcas, the orca babies, in one of the levels, and I couldn't find the exit. And I would just swim around forever because I couldn't find the exit. And anyway, so this is the thing about Ecco games, is that they're hard. They're definitely more cerebral. You have to think about stuff. It's a lot of, like, puzzles. So they got this gimmick from the first game where, again, like, you have to save 4 dolphins, bring them back over here, and then you have to get out of the level. All right. And that can be very difficult, because they're going to have things where you're going to run out of air. They could have a lot of enemies, so you could just die from being hit too much. And it's difficult. This is a hard game. Ecco 1 is hard. Ecco 2 is hard. They're not easy games. I think they're satisfying when you are able to beat them, but if I want to play Ecco, I have to be, like, up for it, because it's not easy. And, like, it's fun. I think the gameplay is challenging. You know, like I said, they turned you into birds randomly halfway through the game, and there's, gosh, one level, I don't remember what they called it, but it's something like the Sky Islands, and you just have to, like, you're just jumping from, like, island to island, right, and just going up and up and up. And obviously the Medusa part, I have a lot of PTSD from that. But man, that track is fire. It's like da 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 da. Okay, please look it up. It's amazing. It's a good track. It's a good track. But yeah, I feel like it's mostly kind of a thinking game. It's a thinking person's game. Got to use your head, and you know, to really figure stuff out. And like I said, especially back in the day, we didn't have any guides or anything that you could buy, and you just had to figure it out. And that, a lot of people I know gave up on Ecco because it was just too hard for them, and I was like, simpletons. Anyway, but anyway, it's fun. It's challenging and it's hard. And while they have the mechanic where you can, like I said, every level has a title, it has a code, and so you can kind of put in the code so you don't have to like run through the whole thing and keep your Genesis on forever. Yeah, I think that balances it enough to where you can kind of make it through. And you do have sort of these two problems of your health and your air, because some places are very deep to get to, and you just have to go fast or you're gonna drown. So yeah, the gameplay is a lot, I think, harder than what immediately it looks like. But because Ecco can move very fluidly, you have a couple of ways to swim. So you have like sort of a regular swim, and then you have like sort of speed swim, and you have a dash, you know, and your dash is an attack. So you can, there are sharks, there are tackle, there's octopus, you know, and evil little sea stars and evil little crabs, and lots of enemies that will attack you. So anyway, and there are jellyfish, and usually they're not that bad, except for the big one. Usually they're not that bad. But anyway, and there's completely dark levels where you have to just use your echolocation to figure out where the heck you are. So anyway, I think in the first game you went to Atlantis. Like, Ecco's weird. Ecco's weird. But I really do think the gameplay is fun. I think it challenges you. There are definitely areas where you have to like get up enough momentum to be able to jump, and you know, I think it's rewarding when you can get it down and really feel, you know, like you've got Ecco under control. So the 3D levels were also interesting and fun. They are definitely a bit broken. It's a bit harder to do those. And there's ones where you have to like do a basic jump, you know, up from the surface, and then like a high jump up from the surface. And because it's like sort of rudimentary 3D, it's a bit difficult, you know, to make those. That's why they're kind of broken. But you know, you do your best. There's only like 2, 3? I think that I know for sure there's 2 of those, and then when you're a bird, things are impossible. Being a bird is not as fun or freeing as it may sound. The controls are terrible. But anyway, I do think that it's a challenging game. Sort of mentally, it's a challenging game because it can be really frustrating, especially with the more difficult levels, and you just gotta figure it out. And that's just what Ecco is. You just got to figure it out, no matter how weird it is. You just got to figure it out. So anyway, but I do think the gameplay is fun. I really like the gameplay, but I have to be up for it. I really do. I have to be up for it. So I'm going to say A+ probably for the gameplay, because I think it's really very good. I think they tweaked it from the original to be better. And definitely much more fluid, but it's fun. It's fun swimming around as a dolphin. I enjoy it. So here's our scoreboard so far. And I don't know, I have to think about this. Okay, I think I've decided. All right, so we definitely have some good scores here, and then we have some like less good ones, because story is so out there. It's so out there. But anyways, an overall experience. Would I recommend this to a friend? Yeah, I would. I really would. I feel like I have recommended this to my friends, and my friends are like, "What's wrong with you? Why do you like this weird game about a dolphin? But actually, like I said, a lot of people from the time when this came out really did enjoy Echo and were like, Echo, and stuff like that. So I was also obsessed with dolphins when I was growing up, and Echo was part of that. Echo was definitely part of that. Whenever I see dolphins, I call them echoes. And I actually did a thing. I was in Hawaii for like a Japanese teacher conference, and my husband found a thing where you can go pet dolphins, and so I went and pet some dolphins, and I have a picture of me petting an echo, and it's like they're so smooth. They're so smooth. But I love dolphins. I love dolphins, and so I love Echo. And I think that the only thing that deters me, if I ever want to go back and play Echo, the only thing that deters me is the gameplay because it is really difficult. And I don't know. I don't know if it's like satisfying difficult or if it's just like kind of punishingly difficult. I think it's somewhere in between that gameplay where it's hard and some days I'm just like, no, I don't actually want to do that. I don't actually want to do that. So I am going to just go for a solid A on Echo the Dolphin, number 2, Tides of Time. I think the music is beyond stellar, and I really think you should definitely check out the music. It's super good. It's super good. But I think this is a good game, and I don't think a lot of people know about it. And so please check it out. You can watch some people play it, but I don't think you get the same experience as like exploring for yourself and like just sort of feeling the movement of the characters and stuff like that. Like just swimming, it's fun. Swimming and jumping high, it's fun. It's fun times. It's a fun game. And I will say this as a final thought. So they did do a GameCube 3D version of Echo, and I tried to play it and I got really motion sick. And it did not work for me. That soundtrack is okay. I like it, but it's not the same as the second game. I think the second game has the best soundtrack. The first game has some good tracks. I really like the Ice Zone area because I always like the ice music. Ice music is always the best. Ice music and lava music, but you're not gonna have lava music. The undersea dolphin game. But anyway, so yeah, they tried to do that, and I don't think it really worked. Definitely sales-wise, it did not work. I know that the creator of Echo definitely would love to do a reboot of Echo some way, and I'm in favor. You know, Mario and really Sonic too. They've really just sort of embraced the sort of 2D side-scrolling kind of gameplay, and I think Echo really works in that realm, and I don't think it really works in the 3D realm very well, because everybody hates water levels, right? Water levels are not fun. And I think that Echo found something that worked with the sort of 2D side-scrolly kind of thing, and 3D, it was not as great. Not as great. I couldn't even watch people do a playthrough, and I would get motion sick, and I was just like, well, this is sad. Anyway, so yeah, Echo the Dolphin, number 2, Tides of Time, doesn't get a lot of love. Please go watch a playthrough. Please go try it yourself. It's a good game. It's a fun game. It's one of like the treasures of my childhood that not a lot of people know about, and I want more people to know about it. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed listening to me talk about this very weird little game about a dolphin who's going to talk to DNA and save the world from invading aliens because only a dolphin could do it. Only a dolphin could do it. It's the truth. It's the truth. Okay. They're intelligent, right? Like, it's believable. Isn't it, Violet? It's so believable. It's so believable. You can see her little ears. You can see her little ears is precious. Are you having a good time? Oh, now we're rolling. Anyway, so this has been Sensei and Violet, and please go check out Echo the Dolphin. It's good stuff. Oh, hi. Did you wake up? She surprises herself, the poor dear. Okay. Anyway, we'll see you next time on Sensei Reviews. Thank you.